Alright, here we are, round 3, the D1NZ Championship in Taupo, one of my favourite places. I think most of the tracks here in New Zealand are my favourites, you know, been drifting so long and had some great memories, I guess, you know, at each track. Wicked to just turn up, pull the car out of the trailer, and like the track was, you know, wet as on Friday, and the car just felt sweet straight away. We knew what we were doing while it was wet, and we tried a couple of things, and it worked really well. So we're like, oh well, that's a good setup for the wet. I think everyone stayed off the grass and did a really good job. Turning up on Saturday into practice, beautiful weather, dry as. Car felt awesome again. We found a groove at like midday and was like, yeah, sweet, we're on. And then kicked off qualifying around 3 o'clock and sort of made a couple of mistakes. You know, we should have lifted our tyre pressures. I didn't realise that the track was going to be that hooked up. We were fighting the car to really run the clipping points the judges wanted on the first pass, and so come in and I was like, said to the boys, I was like, man, this car felt like a bucket on that run, and they're like, hey, it was like beautiful at you know, midday. So anyway, I just said, oh, let's bump the pressures up and don't change anything else, but just lift the pressures on the tyres. It felt good at the top, and then I pushed too wide at the end. Like, I think because I was one of the very few drivers that was pushing real wide on the last corner, doing what the judges wanted, but it was quite marbly at that stage, and everyone had their cars quite hooked up. So they were driving in on that last corner, and next minute I'm out on the marbles and I'm like fishing away, and still nailed the last part, but yeah, it was a bit skittery. So we were like, all right, going into Sunday, we know not to make those mistakes, and car felt amazing. And then just as every couple of hours changed, we went up a couple of pound in the tyres, and yeah, so that was cool.
Well, let's have a look at our next battle up today. It is a 3-time New Zealand and current Drift King in the Century Batteries Castrol Mustang. It is Fanga Dan who will lead out.
We went into our first battle with one of the South Island boys in his Honda S2000, Alex, and that was the top 16, and we come away with the win. Just, yeah, really laid down, good line, and just didn't get too greedy on the chase. But yeah, finished the section, you know, nice and clean, and come out with that win. So yeah, and then we had a bit of a break. We went out and had some lunch and relaxed a bit, and come back, and boys were checking the car over, and everything was looking good, and we had a pretty tough battle because it was up against Taylor James. You know, I was winding him up. I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure when we were last here in Taupo, I think you bet me, and I was like, must be my turn to win, you know. And just a bit of banter behind, you know, in the pits, and I knew he was going to be a tough battle. I know he's very fast on those tyres. We can make our car real fast as well, but I just felt like we were just driving away from those clips. We weren't doing exactly what the judges wanted, you know, and like our tyre is a good tyre for the lead run and the chase run. It's not like you can just sort of blow the tyre off on the first one or save it for the first one and then, you know, vice versa. Did my best I could on the chase, try to stick to what the judges wanted, but not let him get too far away. But he was real quick, and you could tell getting to the last corner, he was just frying his tyres to make sure that he just had, you know, a pretty average tyre for his chase run. Because he qualified really well, I think we were on the back foot, you know, going into that battle. We didn't have the best qualifying of what we normally have. My lead run, I think I most probably done the best lead run I'd done all weekend. just maximised the angle, the line. It felt real good. It really opened the door for Taylor to really do a good battle against me. I just thought he would still be quite fast and he'd get trapped. But you know, he blew his tyres off and he didn't have much life left in them. So he did a really good chase run. And so hey, one of those days in the office, and we walk away smiling. Car drove in the trailer, still looks nice and clean from the wash at lunchtime, and we can just go back to the workshop, you know, bit of maintenance and change all the fluids, nice Castrol product, and go back to Mansfield, which is the most favourite track of mine, because it's very challenging, it's technical, and yeah, so really looking forward to round 4, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.